trying to body shame somebody else. If you want to tap my
Hey, girl. We're going to do something a little different today because I normally don't. This is going to be more of a reaction type video. And I am going to be doing more. Gizmo, are you sitting on my yarn? You have to be. We'll worry about that. Um, I'm better, but I'm still tired. And I'm probably going to have to see where my thyroid levels are because they must be kind of out of whack because I'm still tired. And that's for me to be this tired is kind of unusual. So it's probably time. I'm pretty sure it's time for me to get my thyroid checked anyway because I'm supposed to have it checked every 6 weeks, and I can't remember the last time I had it checked. I'm pretty sure it was in the 6 week window, but I'm not really sure. So I probably need to have it checked too, and my medication probably needs to be adjusted because unfortunately, that is what happens when you have your thyroid removed. You are on some form of thyroid medication for the rest of your life, and your body is constantly changing. And so the dosage of your thyroid medicine either goes up or it comes down. And so they have to catch it when you're in wherever you are. And it will make you tired. So it could be that. And when I'm going through these periods, the only thing that you really can do is rest. When you need rest, rest. I'm not one of those people that is like, oh, you got to be grinding, you got to ignore your health and grind. No, if you need to rest, rest. So, I want to talk about this young lady that I have been watching for a while. We're gonna talk about Adrienne last, but I want to talk about Peach McIntyre because there are a lot of videos being made about this young lady. Now, Peach is a content creator here on YouTube. I guess she has, expanded. She's making videos on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I think anywhere where she can be monetized, she is making videos. And she is a self-proclaimed from welfare food stamps to six figures. She said she was on welfare, food stamps, the whole 9 yards before she started making YouTube videos. And, from her beginning videos, it looked like she was showing her food stamp card and, this whole thing, the apartments that she was living in, I guess were Section 8 apartments and stuff. So, that was her channel at first. showing people how to survive on food stamps, how to cook meals for large families. Because I think when I started watching her, she had 5 kids and she was pregnant. So, she was showing people how to stretch the food stamp dollar and stuff. I didn't relate to that because, for one, I've never had a large family, a whole bunch of kids. I've only had 2 children. And at one time, I was on food stamps and what they call here in California, Medi-Cal, which is the health insurance. I mean, when I was on unemployment and wasn't working, I was getting I wasn't getting cash aid because I was getting unemployment, but I was getting food stamps. So, hey, I done been there too. That part of her story I do understand, but the 6 kids, that has never been my ministry. Like, I've never wanted that many children. So I started watching her, and her videos started taking off on YouTube. So I was happy for her because it got to the point where she was no longer needing food stamps, and she was making enough money to sustain her family. Like, making enough money to get out of the Section 8 housing, and I think they rented a house. If I'm not mistaken, she's renting a house, and just making more and more money, like going from just YouTube to Facebook, making money on Reels on Facebook, and then to making money on TikTok. So now Miss Peaches has a e-guide helping people to, her whole tagline is to help people, I guess, basically get to where she is, which is rich, because that's how she considers herself. Now she has went from just a normal person to now a bragging person. And it seems like that bragging is starting to rub her subscribers wrong. People want you to win until you win too much. Like, they want you to win. People want you to win until your winning starts to get on their nerves. And this situation is a classic I want you to win, but I want you to shut up situation. Because she doesn't understand. Now, let me go back. She is in her 30s, I think, early 30s. I think she's like in her early 30s, maybe 31 or 32, with 6 kids. And I don't think she understands that she's bragging. I don't think she's, yeah, girl, you can win, but don't get out of hand with it. You can win, but don't rub it in my face that you won. You can win, but I don't want to see you walk into a car dealership and put $50,000 in cash on a car. I don't want to see you do that. I just want you to buy the car and then show the car. I don't want you to walk in with $50,000 in cash and buy a car. I just don't want you to do that. And so now it seems like, her subscribers and people in general are starting to turn on her. Because all of this, I got this, I'm going in Gucci, I'm buying $800 shoes, I just bought a $1,200 purse, I just went to the Bahamas. They didn't go to the Bahamas. They went someplace else. All of these trips and stuff, and just spending money recklessly, people start to look at you differently. They don't want you to win like that. They don't want you to win big. They want you to win and remain humble. And I don't think Peach got that memo. I don't think she got the memo that when you win, there's a certain way to winning. You can't win and rub stuff in people's faces. And I'm not going, get into she's selling these e-classes and doing these live seminars, teaching people how to start a YouTube channel, how to, I guess, do thumbnails, how to do your tags and stuff. All of the stuff that is free on YouTube, if you just look it up, you'll be able to find it. But a lot of people don't want to, they don't want to work hard. They want to work easy. There have been so many things that I have had to research on, on YouTube, on how to do StreamYard, because a lot of this stuff just does not come easy for me. And if I don't know how to do it, I have to search for it and, look at how to do it. So she has compiled I guess, ebook that she's charging. I'm not really sure how much it is she's charging for this, but she's charging for her services, which I agree with her 100%. If you are going to show people how to do something, then they should pay you. And there are people who, are saying that, oh, well, she should be doing that for free. These are people, these are her own people that she's helping, and she should be doing it for free. But it be your own people that will use the hell out of you. They will use you. Just like me. If I put card reading in the title, people will come out the woodwork. They will come in here like roaches. I don't know these people. To get something for free, people will use you up. So I don't blame her for charging for her services. She should charge for her service. You are giving them something that can help them. Pay me for doing it. If you go to Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or anywhere, you can, oh, well, I'm hungry. They should give me a burger for free. No, they're running a business. They don't care if you're hungry. It's a restaurant. They're running a business. When you come there, you have to pay. So I don't understand why people look at us, our own people. Why do people look at Black people, just because we're Black, and expect for you to give them something for free? Now, there are people complaining that they have paid for their e-guide, or they paid for the class and they couldn't, it was a Zoom class. They paid for the class and they couldn't get in. Either the class was full or whatever, and they couldn't get in, and she would not refund their money. But on her website, it clearly says no refunds. No refunds. So when you see that, that should tell you, if something happens, I'm not going to get my money back. I'm taking a chance on this situation. I may not get my money back. So that's that. Now, this is the part about this whole Peach situation that sparked my attention. This weekend, she posted on Facebook and YouTube that her and her husband were getting a divorce. Now, see, one thing I don't play about is my relationship. And I had a feeling that she was just playing with people, playing in people's faces. I don't know if she wanted to see what reaction she would get from people, what reaction she would get from her subscribers, because her husband was in the car with her when she was talking, when she made this announcement. He's sitting there in the car and she like pans the camera over to him and he's just sitting there like, I don't want to have nothing to do with this shit. I could tell by the look on his face that they were not getting a divorce, and she's playing in people's faces. And if you're going to, build a brand, you want your brand to be successful, you can't start playing those little stupid childish games. Because, of course, yesterday she came out and said, oh, we've changed our mind. We're not getting a divorce. We're going to work it out. Why was that even necessary? Why was that necessary? It wasn't. It was not necessary at all. And she has a lot of people that look up to her. You know how these young people are. They see relationships. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And they are quick to put relationship goals. Oh, I want to be like you, because Peaches recently bought her husband a truck. Oh, girl, I want to be like you. I wish I could bless my husband like that. I wish I could do that. And bam, here she comes. We getting a divorce. People in the comments were like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I hope y'all can work it out. I'm praying for y'all. I mean, so, and you could tell that some people were really legitimately, seriously saying, I'm praying for you. I don't want this to happen. Like, why would you play with your subscribers? Like, there has to be something wrong with you to play with your subscribers like that. But last year, while she was pregnant, she was telling everybody that her baby had the front part of his brain missing. And every time she would go to have her ultrasound, she would be crying in the parking lot and going to the park crying. And my baby doesn't have the front part of his brain. And my baby is this and my baby is that. And this baby looks completely normal. And she just dropped that storyline after the baby was born. She hasn't said anything else about this baby having the front part of his brain missing. So it's just like, it seems like she's just going from storyline to storyline of unnecessary stuff, because she has a lot of like, she is one of those people that love to hear herself talk. So all she got to do is just get online. You have built a following. Just get on and drop them little nuggets that you be dropping. You don't have to add unnecessary drama to your brand. It's just ridiculous to me. And I want to see her win. Like, I really do. Anybody who got off of food stamps and got some money now, I'm concerned about the way she is spending her money. Like, you can tell she has never had anything, because she bought her husband a car, she bought herself a car, she bought her husband's son a car, or somebody else. She done bought like 3 or 4 cars and ain't bought a house. Every week she's buying her husband Gucci clothes, going to the Gucci store. But that's that young mentality. They don't know what else to spend money on other than cars and jewelry and stuff that does not amount to anything. So I am concerned about her. I really am, because she is spending a lot of money. And social media is a fickle thing. You can be up today and down tomorrow. Because it only takes you saying the wrong thing one time and you're canceled. Then people don't want you no more. And she loved to talk. Love to talk. Just be on here saying some outrageous stuff. Stuff that I wouldn't even share, like about her mom and dad and her, growing up and all of that kind of stuff. People have pulled her husband's domestic violence records. They have a history of domestic violence, which is really sad. So they have pulled his mug shots. Those have been circulating online. And I really believe if she would just humble herself, stick to her content. It's fine to be out here shopping, but I don't think every time you go to the Gucci store, I don't think you have to show that. Because your subscribers are still on welfare. A lot of them are still on food stamps. And when you're going to Costco spending $2,000 in Costco, people are going to get to the point where they can't relate to you. You're not relatable. Because I'm not even spending $2,000 in Costco. I mean, I know you got 6 kids, but I still think spending $2,000 in Costco is just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. But when you get someone that young who doesn't know anything about money management and obviously doesn't truly understand social media, because if she did, she would be putting that money away for a rainy day. Because what the Bible say, it rains on the just as well as the unjust. So that means everybody gonna get rained on. We all gonna get rained on eventually. And her day is coming. Her day is coming. It's gonna rain on her too. And I would hate for her to have spent all of this good YouTube and Facebook money. And when it started raining, you don't even have enough money to buy an umbrella. Because you didn't spend all your money at the Gucci store. But the sad thing about this generation is instead of taking counsel from the elders, you will look at people and say, oh, they're just jealous. They just hate. No, sweetheart, it's some people out here that really have some knowledge and really want to help you. That are not jealous of you, but they really want you to win. And they see you going in the wrong direction. And they're just trying to bring you back to reality. Because once you go over that edge, you can't come back. It ain't no coming back for you. Just none whatsoever. And I'm really, really hoping that someone, like my mama say, someone will be able to pull her coattail and tell her that her slip is showing. Because if they don't, her and them 6 kids gonna be back on welfare. They're gonna be back on welfare because she gonna be to spent all this good money that YouTube is dishing out and Facebook. Because she got one of the bonuses on the Facebook Reels program, and it was $35,000. And then right after that, she went out and bought her husband a truck. Girl, you better be putting some of that money away. And if you're making that kind of money, them taxes gonna eat you up. If you're not filing your taxes, you gonna be in a world of hurt when the IRS knock on your door. But all of these things come with experience and they come with maturity because trust and believe the IRS will knock on your door for $50. They'll knock on your door for $20. They just like that. They petty like that because they just got me recently over something that happened in 2011. But they was like, girl, we don't forget. You thought we had forgot? Yeah, they got me, got me. But that's how they do, though. And if she doesn't understand that, that's going to be another very, very hard hit. So I'm really hoping that someone can sit down with her and kind of reel her in because this whole bragging and I got this, let me show you this, is starting to wear thin on her subscribers. And I want her to win. I want, her to get it together and, you know, spend her money wisely. You got 6 kids. You need to be saving as much as possible. So that's that on her. Now, Adrienne Slays is B Love's, is it B Love Life? B Love's half sister. They have, or is it stepsister? They have the same father, not the same mother. And honey, she is a character here on YouTube. She has I feel this is one person that I legit feel sorry for because she is almost 50 years old if she's not 50, and she is just from pillar to post. In the other day, 2 people who were her roommates came on YouTube and just spilled all her tea, all of it. And I felt so sorry for her because I can tell when somebody is struggling. She is homeless. She cannot get along with anybody. Nobody. Like not one person in this world can Adrienne get along with. There is this aggressive, um she has a very aggressive masculine spirit that is just always getting into arguments with people. She is never happy. Never. And I'm like, wow, what happened? I can tell a lot has went on in her family. Like her dad has had a lot of kids. Her mama has kids. There is a very weird dynamic with siblings when the mother and father are not the parent of both children, or when the mother has kids outside of their circle. The father got kids over there, the mama got kids over there, and you're kind of in the middle. Like my brothers we have different fathers, and we have never gotten along. Never. We grew up so differently that there was just something that, we were like magnets bouncing off of each other. We just were not able to, um, we were just not able to work things out. And it looks like that has gone on in her family also. It's a weird dynamic when the father is outside of the home. Sometimes the kids have issues with the dad, the kids have issues with the mom, and it really looks like that is what has happened with Adrienne. She B Love is a mukbanger, mukbang, mukbang. She one of them people that be on here eating. And she has gotten really, really famous from eating. Like she's been on the Steve Harvey show. She's been on, I think, on Good Morning America. And I'm pretty sure she's been on the news in her area. I think she lives in Ohio. I think she's been on the news in Ohio. And so all of her siblings also do YouTube. So B Love has a brother. His channel is, I think, Eating with Walt or something like that. And then there's Adrienne, the sister. And then she has another brother who does he have a oh, she has another brother and sister who do videos together. And then she has another brother who does videos with his family. And B Love has two sons who also do videos. So, they have a whole, I think they, are trying to build this dynasty, but Adrienne is the black sheep. And because of her mouth, nobody in the family messes with her. B Love has tried to help her. Like I can really see that she has really tried to help Adrienne. And then Adrienne will go off on a tangent and get on her channel and just really talk about her and, say some really hurtful things about her. And B Love has never come, on her channel and clap back at Adrienne or anything. She better than me. But I do understand that she has built a brand, and she's not going to let her sister or anybody tear that down. And I'm pretty sure if I had got to the point where I had over 1 million subscribers, I probably would be the same way. But behind the scenes, I probably would call her and be like, "Hey, check this out. You are getting on my last nerve. Like, seriously, I need you to shut up today." But this a couple of days ago, these two young ladies came on and they were making their rounds. Like they were going to on panels and talking about her and just, like really giving the world what's really going on in Adrienne's life, which is really sad. But you can only be out here pushing people's buttons and being disrespectful so much before the universe turns around and says, "I hate when like a gnat finds the computer screen, like they are truly um, attracted to light. The universe is only going to allow you to mess with people and poke people for so long before someone turns around and pokes you. You gonna get poked. If you live your life poking people, you will eventually get poked. That's the law of the universe. It's going to eat, some people call it karma or whatever, but what you put out in the universe, you eventually will get back. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. What you put out is what you will receive from the universe. And it may not, it may take a minute to catch up with you because it's a lot of people out here poking, and the universe got up. Well, today is your day. Your number came up today. Your number is eventually going to be called. That's why you have to be careful what you put out into the universe, because what you put out there is what you most definitely will get. You reap what you sow. You cannot reap apples and sow oranges. So you can't be out here talking shit about people and, being aggressive and wanting to fight everybody. The whole world is a horrible place and you're going to live with unicorns and rainbows. It's just not going to happen. That's not how the world works. So I feel sorry for her because it just seems like her whole little tower is crumbling. Thank you. I have decided to wear my leques more often. I normally don't wear them, but I probably will be wearing them a little bit more. I did have an opportunity to watch the documentary. What is the name of it? Bigger Than Africa on Netflix. I watched it yesterday. And if you really want to get a understanding of the Orisha and how this religion came to everywhere, like, came from Africa here into the Caribbean, into, all of these places. If you really want to get an understanding of it, that is a really, really good documentary to watch because it talks about all of the places that Santeria, Ifa, just how Santeria was started, how, it kind of went into the difference between Santeria and how the Yorubas practice this religion. So how Santeria is more of the saints, the Orishas synchronized with the saints. And then that part is not in Ifa because that's not how it was practiced in Nigeria, in Yoruba land. So how the tradition actually came here and was dropped off in, Cuba and in other Caribbean areas, and how they took it and, made it their own. So it is a really good, it doesn't really go into like each Orisha, but there was some Oshun, there were some parts where, people were doing dances to the Orishas. They talked about the clothing, what people wore, the traditional clothing. You will see a lot of people in the documentary with their lekes on. Um, so yeah, if you really want to get an understanding of the tradition itself, it's a really, really good movie, documentary to watch because it does explain to you how this tradition was brought here by the Yoruba people to the different areas where it was dropped off, and how it is practiced differently in every area, because every area where it was dropped off at, of course these people didn't speak Yoruba. They were speaking their own dialect, so things had to be translated. In every area where it was dropped off at, people did things a little differently, and that's how it is. I hope this dog, please don't go off. The Hold on, y'all. If y'all get knocked off, I have the TV on and it looks like the Wi-Fi is tripping. So if you get clicked off, it was the Wi-Fi, it wasn't me. Um, Hopefully it's just the Roku. Let me see. It's doing a check now. Okay, we good. Um, um, if you really want to understand that, that is a really, really good documentary. I don't know where I was. I don't know what I was saying before I saw that. That's a really good documentary to watch. Oh, I think I was saying even now it is practiced differently, everywhere. Like even people here in the Bay Area, do things differently. It just depends on what house you join. Your house could do this, whereas another house may not, do that. I have heard, like I told you guys before, I have heard of houses here in the Bay Area that are vegan and they don't believe in the sacrifice of animals. And then, of course, there are houses that practice more traditionally and they do believe in the sacrifice of animals because that is part of the tradition. Yeah, okay, so this is going to go into the different tribes in the different areas where slaves were dropped off. This really goes into that because this entire tradition comes from the Yoruba people. So it looks like this was one of the largest religions that was brought here. I mean, Cuba, it seems like almost everybody in Cuba is in some kind of way into the religion because either they are Catholic, and even the Catholic people still understand that the Orisha are synchronized with the Catholic saints. So if you go to the Catholic churches, it seems like they have kind of blended everything together. So the people that, practice Santeria and the people that practice Catholicism are able to worship together in the same place, which is beautiful to me. Religion should be blended anyway. Religion should never have been, you know, you do this, you can't come here, you only can go there. That has always been what have has kept us apart as people is religion. And it does go into, the documentary does go into how when the slaves were brought here, they were, kept from practicing their religion and the things that they had to go through in order to do that, because of course the slave masters were Christian. The majority of them were Christian. So it talks about all of that, all of um just the whole story, the whole history of the slaves coming from Africa to, dropped off at these different cities and states and colonies, and, you know, in the Caribbean, and how things are different in the Caribbean than, say, in Louisiana or North Carolina or somewhere like that. So it is a very, very good documentary. And if you are interested in Ifa or Santeria or Lukumi or, whatever, it is a really, really good documentary for you to watch. Like, it felt really good to me to look at a documentary and see people with their alekes, knowing that these people have been practicing a tradition, like small kids dancing to the orishas and small kids really understanding. Like, a lot of our kids now, we don't take them to church. They don't have any type of spiritual connection. That's how, people are able to do some of the things that they are doing, because they are not in any way connected to source. And if you don't have that connection to, God, then you don't care about other people. It's nothing for you to take someone else's life, because you're not spiritually connected. You just out here living, and hatred has taken over you, and you will do anything. You don't care about the people that you hurt. Like, I legit care about my words. Like, I'm careful about how I speak to other people, what I say to them. So, of course, I'm not just going to walk in somewhere and, hurt someone that I don't even know, that has not done anything to me. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys this. There is a video on TikTok of this little boy going up to these people's house with a whip, a little white boy. Let me see if I can find this video. I know I have it. How long is this video? Okay, it's only 35 seconds. Watch this video.
Little boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
He showed up at his neighbor's house with a whip. A whip. and was hitting their door. And the lady said he wanted their little girl. So the father went next door to across the street or wherever to their house to tell them what was going on. And the little white boy's dad jumped bad with the father and made some very serious threats to the point where they called the police and he was arrested. Now, what does little boy know about, like, you that emboldened that you go to someone's house with a whip? Hey, Naya, with a whip for their child. So you thought that this black family was going to let you whip their child? I blame the parents. I blame the parents because when they got to the little boy's house, the dad was just as crazy. He was just as crazy as that little boy. Wait, Phoenix said, I just shared this the other day. Then his stupid ass arrested for almost shooting and killing his own daughter. See, these people are crazy. They don't have any type of spiritual connection and they're just running around blind. Blind. They're not connected to anything. And a lot of them, they just have so much hatred. And this hatred that they have is a generational curse. This is hatred that has been handed down from their ancestors and it just seeped on into them. And they haven't dealt with it. And they are passing that down to their children. It seems like the father of that young man that went in, that terrorist, that domestic terrorist that killed those people in New York, his dad had bought him a gun. What did he need a gun for? What you need a gun for? Why you buy him a gun? And they had already said that the boy had some issues mentally before. That would be the last person you would buy a gun for. That should have been the last person you purchased a weapon for. I missed one of the comments. Hold on, let me go back and read that. You know, I had a thought the founding fathers of this country were non-Christian, so I think a lot of the conversations need to be refrained about what the Christians did. No, they weren't non-Christian, they were Christians. A lot of the slave holders and slave owners, these were Christians. These people were Christians. And every president of the United States has lied and said that they were Christian. That's part of what this world, the United States is founded on Christianity. Every United States president has claimed Christian. They have used the Bible to be sworn in. So they were Christian. All of the slave masters were Christian. All of the slave owners were Christian. Now, they did allow the slaves to attend church, even though the slaves were not allowed to read. That was the only book that some of the slaves could own was the Bible. And I think it was only for the slave that was labeled as the minister for the slaves. He could own the Bible. He couldn't own anything else. Yeah, they were acting Christian. They weren't Christians because there's no way a Christian could do some of the things that, you know, they were doing, but they labeled themselves as Christian. This country is founded on Christianity, unfortunately. But it's founded on, you know, I can't describe it. I can't even describe what these people are, because they're not Christian. But this country is built on Christianity. That is the religion that, they claim. Yeah. But some of these people are just not anything. They are, their religion is hate. Hatred is their religion. They don't even claim Christianity. I don't think any of the white supremacists, I don't think they claim Christianity because they're too hateful. They just live a life of hatred and anger. I don't even think they even attempt Christianity. Yeah, I'm not really sure what um Ethiopian uh Christianity is. I'm not really sure. They're Christian cults. You know, there is a lot of people talking about cults on YouTube. So I guess there is another white cult that recently got a lot of attention because their cult leader, I guess, was a lady. Um and they recently, not too long ago, found her deceased inside of a house. And I guess they didn't even report, the people in the cult didn't even report that she had like passed away. They didn't call the authorities or anything. They found her in the bed and they were just like, oh yeah, well, she transitioned, she ascended or whatever. And so you're just in the house with this deceased woman. And this is some like um white cult somewhere. But I heard they're like online, like they were making, I don't know if they're doing it now that their leader passed away, but they were making like YouTube videos and they would be going live on Facebook and everything, just like them crazy what were they? The black folks that just had their cult and their leader is now in jail. Yeah, I didn't know Hitler was a Christian though. I didn't know he I didn't know he claimed uh Christianity. I thought he was on some other shit. I mean, I've seen documentaries, but I can't, child. I tried some of that stuff. I just, put out of my mind. Like I don't even want to hold on to that stuff. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure the KKK they are all Christians because when they take their sheets off, they were just regular people. Like the man that worked at the grocery store, your dentist, or a KKK member could have been anybody. The dude that worked at the bank, when the police, they were all part of the KKK. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure they were at church on Sundays with their families, acting like regular people, just normal people. But underneath those sheets, they were, hateful domestic terrorists. Wow. You don't know who Hitler is? They say God cursed us through Cain or Ham. Us meaning who? Cursed who? Our curse came from Adam when he sinned. That was the curse right there. Adam sinned. The that was it right there. That was the fall of man when Adam sinned. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. We were already cursed when Adam sinned. The curse is sin, not the color of our skin. The curse is sin. Sin is the curse. It has nothing to do with black people. That's just, another way to make black people feel bad about themselves. But the curse is sin. Yeah, and all of the Mormons are white. Of course, they would believe that. All of the Mormons are white. That's just another way of, trying to hurt black people. But the world was cursed when Adam sinned. That started the ball to rolling, not the color of our skin. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that I don't. I'm not into that. Well, there are a lot of curses in the Bible, and I just don't, believe that God would just curse black people or just curse us based on our skin color. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, the Bible is something that you have to take and read and interpret for yourself, because I feel like if black people were that cursed, then we never would be in a position where we received anything if we cursed. Well, I don't consider myself a Hebrew Israelite. So if you consider yourself that, then you are. I don't consider myself a Hebrew or a Israelite. Gizmo, 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 he over there having a bad dream. I know you hear me. Yeah, I don't um I don't subscribe to um the Hebrew Israelite teachings at all. I know some people who, as a matter of fact, my first husband was a Hebrew Israelite, and when he talked to me about some of the stuff that happened when he was, to me it sound more like a cult than anything else. So yeah, I don't subscribe to their teachings. I've never done any research, and I don't consider myself a Hebrew Israelite just because I'm black. I don't consider myself a Hebrew Israelite, period. I don't subscribe to their teachings or anything. So I wouldn't um yeah, it sounds like a cult. So I would not um believe anything that they say, because anybody can take the Bible and uh interpret it in any kind of way. Like the Bible has been interpreted in so many different languages and so many different versions, this and that, and people interpret things different ways, but it's just certain things that, at my core I believe, and there's certain things that I don't. So when I was in the church, I went to a couple of cool seminars talking about racism and how it didn't make sense from a biblical perspective. White Christians still teach the foolish things and try to teach us the same from their perspective. Well, why would you even sit under the teachings of white Christians? Like, I've never even been to a white church, or, you know, like, I already know that their teachings are going to be different. And I know that their teachings would not align with my spirit. So I would not even allow that. I wouldn't I wouldn't go to an all white church, or I wouldn't even go to I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't even go to a church where the minister was white, because I just feel like eventually he going to say some shit that I don't like. And to keep myself from being in that type of position, I don't do it. Yeah. I mean, at this point I don't either. Like, I still enjoy like gospel music, and sometimes I may find a minister that I've heard before on YouTube. There's one minister that has passed away. I think his name is G.E. Patterson. That I really enjoy, um because he has a lot of like prayers and stuff on YouTube, his sermons and stuff. Now, I will sometimes listen to those, but as far as going to church and sitting under any minister, I don't think I would do that, because I just believe that the church has changed so much compared to how it was, in the 60s and 70s and 80s. I think like the in the 80s the is when the churches had kind of started to change. A lot of the older people in the churches, were starting to die out. So of course, younger people were starting to, take over in official roles in the church, and the church just started to change. Like the church just looks different for me now, and I'm just not into that. I can't I just can't do it. And I went to a church that was multicultural, not too far from where we used to live. And when I tell you, when they served the communion and it was gluten free, the body of Christ was gluten free. I was like, see, y'all mess up everything. Every damn thing y'all touch, y'all mess up. You had to announce that the body of Christ was gluten free. I just couldn't. And then the church service was so dry. Like y'all ain't got you don't have no rhythm. None of the church songs was, songs that I knew. Like it was one that they was trying, but they was all off. No, wasn't no rhythm, wasn't nobody shouting. Lord, when they told me that the body of Christ was gluten free, I was like, you know what? I can't even take communion with these people. And this was before COVID. And they had one big old bowl that was full of wine or grape juice or apple juice or something. And everybody had to out the same container. I was like, oh no, I will not. No, I won't. This was way before COVID though. So I'm pretty sure they're not still doing that. But I'm not drinking out no bowl and all these damn people in the church and we all after each other. Oh no, hell no. And then the body of Christ was gluten free. Oh hell no. I know even Jesus was mad. He was like, what? Gluten free? Like he announced it before the communion. He was like, I just want to let everyone know that the crackers are gluten free. What? What? You only get this much. It couldn't be regular. It couldn't have been a regular cracker. And I have a gluten intolerance, but I'm willing to make a sacrifice for the Lord. I'm always willing to take that one for the Lord. Even with my celiacs or whatever, IBS and everything. I would eat a regular cracker for Jesus. But honey, he was like, yes, the crackers are gluten free. Gluten. Jesus had gluten in his body just like everybody else. He was a regular person. And it's Jesus. We're eating the body of Christ. It can't hurt us. Right? So no, I can't mess with white folks church. Y'all don't know how to do church right. I can't do it. I'm finna go, y'all. We've been on here over an hour. So go and check out, if you haven't checked out Adrienne Slays, go and check out Adrienne Slays. And if you haven't checked out Peach McIntyre, Go and check out Peach if you watch Facebook. Peach is on Facebook. She does have some classes, well, ebooks that she offers. She does offer a credit repair kit also. So if you want if you want to learn how to do Facebook Reels or YouTube Reels or whatever, she does have ebook to teach you how to do the reels and stuff. So go and check her out if you're interested in that. When I talk about people, I do tell you, what their channels are, because she does offer some good information. She just kind of needs to reel in her braggadocious spirit, because that is a spirit. She just needs to, you know, pull that in, because your ego can get away from you and mess up everything before it even really got off the. Don't let it, I hope she don't let it just like tear her down. And look for that documentary. The documentary is really, really, it's a well done documentary. The only thing that I didn't like is it does have some subtitles, because the people are speaking in their native language. Some of the African people that they are interviewing are speaking in their native language. And I'm the type of person, I'm a multitasker. I like to be doing two or three things at one time, but you can't do that with this documentary, because you have to be able to read the subtitles. So only watch this if you're really able to sit down and give it 100% of your attention. That was the only thing that I didn't like. I hate movies with subtitles, because while the movie is going on, I like to crochet, or I'm always doing something. And with this documentary, you can't do that, because you have to be able to sit and read the subtitles, because some of it is in the actual Yoruba um language. So watch it when you can really give it your 100% attention. It is a very good documentary, especially if you just want to know the history of this tradition and get an understanding of, how um black people, um how we received religion, and it's just good. So go watch it. And if you want to, go look at some of these people that I talked about. And I am going to be doing more reaction type videos, because I know that those videos do give views. So I'm going to be doing more reaction videos. But my reaction videos still will come with a little bit of spirituality and a lesson in them. I don't just, bash people. That's not in my spirit, unless the person, does something to me. But if it's something that I see that I want to talk about, then I'm going to do that. And you can talk about people and uplift them at the same time. Having a reaction to someone else's content does not mean that you have to disrespect that person or talk trash about them. Like when we, speak on somebody, we should be uplifting them, or there should be some type of message or lesson or something in what we're talking about. Because if it's not, then it's just gossip. We just talking. So I wish both of these young ladies nothing but success. But I do see some things in both of them that need to be corrected. And if they're not corrected, then they will not be successful. Okay. So, um, that's about it. Continue to pray for the families of the victims of the New York shooting, because I mean, their stories are coming out. Like the older lady that I posted on my community wall, she was a person in her community who fixed lunches and stuff for the homeless on the weekends. And those type of people, everybody will be missed. But like, this woman was really doing something for her community. And one lady, she had just left her husband who was in a nursing home. She had just left him from, visiting him, and then she was stopping by the grocery store. So, now her husband has to know that his wife lost her life senselessly. So let's continue to lift these people up, their families up in prayer. And, when things like this happen, we are spiritual people and we are held accountable. This is what we are supposed to be doing. You are the light of this earth. And when things like this happen, you have to, be putting out positive energy, and sending positive energy to these areas and to these families, because they deserve it. Okay, so I will see you guys tomorrow. I am going to be wearing my leggings more often, and I think I'm going to start making some for people, with an understanding that they have been blessed, and this is just your way of honoring the Orisha until you decide to do whatever it is that you're going to do. So I am working on that. Phoenix, I know you hate me because I ain't sent your package. But I ain't been feeling, girl, I ain't been nowhere. It's not like, I've been out here in Cancun, living it up, and I ain't sent your package. Girl, I've been in my bed resting. So I am going to try to get your package together. And you gonna hold that title. You gonna hold the title of what was your title, girl? Employee of the month. You gonna hold that title until you get your package. So ain't nobody gonna take your place until you get your, now when you get your package, then you pass the baton to somebody else. But until then, you still employee of the month. Okay? You subscriber of the month until you get your package. So I know you probably like, well, girl, I ain't rushing because I'm it. Phoenix is subscriber of the month until she gets her package in the mail. I'm gonna do better. I am. Eventually. I'm trying to do better. I really am. So I'm gonna try to get that out to you. I'm gonna try my best to what's today, girl? Wednesday? Okay, I ain't gonna lie. You may not get it this week. You're not gonna get it this week. Not the way the mail be running. So I'm gonna try to get it to you next week. Okay. I love you guys. Hey, Melissa. Hopefully I spoke to everybody. Um, I will see you guys tomorrow. I think my father-in-law be sneezing hella loud. I think I talked about everything that I saw on TikTok. Y'all, I be finding all of the crazy stuff on TikTok. I swear. At night, if you want to find me, look on TikTok. That's where I am. Just a scrolling. Just a scrolling. I ain't forgot you, girl. I'm gonna get it together. I really am. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Bye.